What is up, all you beautiful gamers? Hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to the Respawn Recap. It's been a crazy week. Hunter, you ready?
Absolutely.
Let's get into it, folks. And a lot happening as per usual in the Call of Duty scene. It was actually Crimsix alongside Ilya making some accusations towards a random duo in 2v2 S&D for Call of Duty. That accusation leading to what a lot of people considered a very entertaining investigation into those two players, of which Crimsix doubled down on one of them, still being very, very suspicious. The other one has been pretty much cleared, and including by his own dad, who came into the call and not only defended his own kid, but then out of nowhere, if you guys want to watch the videos on this, started bringing up SafeMoon and cryptocurrency amidst his own kid being investigated by Call of Duty pro players.
For me, this brings back the days of old Call of Duty when you're playing and one kid's like, my dad works for Activision. And like, I'm going to go get my dad. And then they don't actually go get their dad, but this kid's dad did come into the picture, didn't work for Activision, but was a crypto man, I guess.
I mean, and if we would, the crazy part is, if we would have listened to this guy, apparently SafeMoon did take off, I believe like the day prior, but even more so into the week. We'd be much richer people if we listened to the dad who was defending his Call of Duty kid who was accused of cheating by Crimsix, all live on Twitch. Like, and I never thought we'd have that as a storyline, but here we are. And you also kind of bring me back to back in the days of Call of Duty, where I feel like mom jokes are more common, but certainly I've heard before, like, my dad owns your dad kind of vibes.
Right.
This was not necessarily that, but it was still great to see. At the end of the day, one of those players, Crimsix, still finds very suspicious. The other one, it just makes for a great, great story when a dad is diehard enough to come into a call with pro players and defend his kid and cryptocurrency. And Twitch has been in a weird boat, or should I say they've been in a weird tub as of late. That was so cheesy.
That's
I
awful.
really
So
hate
bad.
the fact that I did that. We're going to keep on rolling. xQc, what do you do when you are Twitch and one of your bigger streamers calls out the frequent meta that's been, as of late, over the past however many months, but especially the last few weeks, on the rise, that being the hot tub meta, just chatting section, already very popular, this even taking it off even further. Your platform is more successful likely than it's ever been, and it's in a good portion due to these hot tub streams. Meanwhile, one of your top Twitch streamers is like, this is disgusting, get this off the front page.
There's so many angles with this and so much stuff going on. I know it's just everywhere. And so two of the things that I want to bring attention to in that story are, one, that we've also seen, like, to xQc's credit, we've seen people like, actually I'm not going to name names, but we've seen some hot tub streamers send out emails through Twitch to promote less than appropriate content that is not based on Twitch. And so that is a very like shaky ground to stand on. And then the other thing would be that we've seen someone like a big name like Amaranth come out and even say like, hey, I don't think this is good for Twitch. Like, I think this is going to be bad in the long run for them, and it's not going to turn out well. But hey, here we are right now. Like, we're still making money off of it right now. Twitch is making a lot of money off it right now, so we don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, and you have people that take that side but still are taking advantage of the moment, and we now have plenty of male streamers doing the exact same thing. To your point, a lot of angles here. xQc calls them out. Does that mean Twitch is going to change their rules at all around this? Because we have consistently seen some 1 or 3 day bans repetitively to a lot of hot tub streamers, but no escalation of that. So
would you rather see an xQc Ninja boxing match or an xQc Ninja hot tub stream?
Holy frick, that's actually a really
Which
good question.
one?
You guys answer. Next one. And a team that continues to make some big money moves, well, it's not necessarily Schalke who came into the news this past weekend. It's 100 Thieves, who, yes, have been known for some merch drops. Those drops can help pay for some big acquisitions, of which they have now made one just this past week in League of Legends. A rumored amount of $1 million being spent for Abadage, one of the bigger moves I think we've seen in quite some time, and especially mid-season. Definitely a big one to make.
Right, and we've, even after this announcement, so they announced the signing of Abadage, and then they go forward, and we see Schalke end up having like regulation problems in their actual football club.
Relegation.
And so, is that
You said regulation, I'm sorry.
Sorry, no, it's okay. I meant to say relegation.
I apologize.
Thank you. And so, my biggest question following all of this is, were they just like, yeah, please take $1 million and give it to me? Like, we're closing it anyways.
I mean, these are the background details that we do not know. If you guys missed it, it was several months ago. The Bundesliga, it's the actual German football league, or soccer for us Americans out there, where Schalke was really struggling. That struggle did continue, and now just days previous to us recording this, they have now officially, they will be relegated from that league, which is obviously the main financial income that Schalke has. So yes, to your point, did they sell Abadage to try and recoup some funds? Will they be closing not only the football club? What's going to happen there? Will they close the esports side of things? These are questions we do not have the answers to, but I think, in my opinion, it's not a good look overall for the organization.
Not for them, definitely, but I'll say 100 Thieves, I think this was a great move. People are obviously going to be upset about it, and people were taking to Twitter and saying like, oh, like they're inflating prices of players. This is so bad for NA League of Legends. But at the end of the day, they've had so many problems with mid laners and like getting their vibe just right on the mid laner that they want. And so I think them signing him for $1 million was like, hey, that's a price. That's what's worth it to us. Now we've got him, we've got Reapered, like let's try to make worlds.
I think it's easy to criticize in the moment because it's a big purchase price. Obviously they see it fit because they want to make worlds, right? That's right. The up and over you want to make it to this year. We'll see the future of 100 Thieves. Can they make worlds? And we'll see the future of Schalke as well in League of Legends. And an update to a story we did cover last week, obviously a very serious story as well, that being the immediate dropping from Cloud9 White, the single best female Valorant roster, their best player, known as Keiti, as to what she went on to state personal reasons. At first, Cloud9 stated nothing as well, nor did she. It was actually days later she said she was taking a step back for personal reasons. It is now an accuser who has come forward as to exactly why that reason was, and that being Mel, who I give tons of respect for. I've communicated with her back and forth as well, and just it's been pretty tough to see what she had to go through about the situation. Why she did come forward was because at first she did tell Cloud9 not to state the reason, and then she saw everyone's responses clearly not understanding that this was a serious thing, and it kind of course, put her through a tough situation, kind of reinvigorated those feelings she was going through, as to which she did come out and state that it was Keiti who had blackmailed leaking her own nudes, that being Mel's nudes, to try and be closer to her, trying to actually start a friendship with her. Obviously a pretty disgusting thing to do, which has now been put out there.
Very twisted, very hard situation. I think one thing I will say is that when we talked about it before, our general first reaction was, hey, why isn't this org saying more? Like, why aren't they communicating more? Why is there not more background? It feels like it would make sense for the organization to release more information, and viewers and fans are going to be interested to know, and like almost not necessarily deserve to know, but you know, they're going to be asking questions. And I think that was our biggest criticism at first, but it makes a lot of sense now looking back on it. Like, I feel like at least I can stand corrected in that of like, hey, that did make sense for them to wait and like withhold that information because it wasn't really their right to share it to begin with.
Especially because Mel at first chose, okay, you know, let's not do this. You know, obviously she felt it was justified that Keiti lost her job as a just punishment. It was then the reactions from people saying, oh, Keiti, you'll come back strong. That obviously brought different feelings, and we cannot understand where Mel is coming from that situation. Right. It's got to be incredibly mentally draining to go through that. Nothing but respect for her to come out. I will say very lastly, I did hear the private conversation between Keiti as well as Mel, where Keiti did admit to blackmailing her for her nudes. She did sound very remorseful. She is seeking help, and so we wish her the best of luck in seeking that help. And again, nothing but respect for Mel coming forward as to why Cloud9 White dropped Keiti from their Valorant roster. And this next one is still ongoing. Obviously been a pretty crazy week for Valorant people out there in the community, as Sinatraa did return to publicly playing. He's been playing behind the scenes. This time he was spotted and confirmed by several pro players. This around the same time within hours of his accuser, that being Cleo, coming out with her own document of some additional claims to be made. We encourage you guys to go check out those individual videos because explaining all of those documents and all of those viewpoints is very difficult in this short span of time. So as he comes back publicly, Cleo also makes a statement, and then Sinatra's girlfriend also makes a response statement to that. It seems a lot of those documents between Cleo and Sinatra's current girlfriend M was a bit of a personal feud. We're not going to be diving into any further past this week unless it directly involves Jay. And then most recently, it's actually during that same stream where it was kind of overlooked, where Jay does seem to confirm that he is not only returning to streaming soon, but what seems to be his very slight response to the ongoing investigation or accusations to what he says in game chat is a lie. And when asked why he ever quit the game, he says was due to a lie and complications.
I'll agree that it's complications for sure, because this whole thing is so complicated. It's so hard. Like you're saying, there's so many people coming with different information and different sides of it and past, beef or drama or issues that they've had that we don't even know. Like, we don't know about these things. We don't know about the background. All we know is about what people are making public at this point. And so pretty crazy to see him in Valorant again and playing again, which also I'm sure he's gotten a lot of backlash for, you know, just being in the game and playing. People are going to be upset about that. And then making those statements is pretty bold.
It is bold. And it's, you know, I would say it's even really bold how some pro players acted when he was in their game. Some were not treading very lightly, just asking him about recent reports, which I don't think I would be doing myself. It's obviously a very hairy situation because we have still only heard one side, and Sinatra's side has been sent to Riot Games and Sentinels for the investigation. So we'll see what comes of it. If you guys do want additional information, we have individual videos breaking down those viewpoints, and we'll see what happens from here. Yeah, as per usual, we hope you guys all enjoy. You want to hit them with should they all? Okay, well, okay. If you guys don't want to see that, close your eyes. All right, keep them closed, and we'll catch you guys back here sometime soon. Keep them closed. All right. Yeah.